Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating concept from our source material that's honestly a real game changer: the attitude of gratitude. And look, we're moving way past that polite thank you toss out when someone holds the door for you. We're exploring gratitude as a totally transformational lifestyle, a deliberate, powerful way of seeing the world around you. So let's get right into how this perspective shift can fundamentally rewrite your daily experience. Okay, let's dive into this. Ask yourself, must absolutely everything be perfect first? It's a heavy question, right? Because it exposes what the text calls the perfection trap. We have this habit of holding our gratitude hostage. We literally sit around waiting for all our problems to be solved, our bank accounts to be totally full, and our relationships to be flawless before we actually allow ourselves to be thankful. Section 1. The perfection trap. Waiting for flawless circumstances. Our source text points out a pretty harsh but frankly liberating reality. If gratitude actually depended on perfect circumstances, very few people would ever be thankful. Why? Because the horizon of perfect is always receding. There's always another mountain to climb. We get so incredibly fixated on unanswered prayers, obsessing over that one thing we haven't received yet, while completely forgetting the hundreds of prayers that already have been answered. It's a trick of the human mind, and it absolutely steals our joy. And man, this mindset totally bleeds into our daily frustrations. We just stare at closed doors, the missed opportunities or promotions, while completely ignoring the massive number of doors we've already walked through to get to where we are today. We complain about what we can't afford right now, completely forgetting that some of the comforts we currently enjoy were once the exact subjects of our most desperate prayers. Section 2. The blessing of life. Recalibrating our baseline. To truly find gratitude, our source material emphasizes that we've got to recalibrate our baseline and simply notice the present moment. The text draws on this incredibly powerful quote from Isaiah: the living, he shall praise thee. Basically, before you go counting your money or evaluating your career or measuring your achievements, you must recognize the ultimate blessing that precedes all of that: life itself. Without life, none of those other metrics even exist. Think about it. If you woke up this morning, you received something that all the money in the world cannot buy. If you can breathe, think, speak, move, hear, or just hope for a better tomorrow, you already have an absolute abundance of reasons to be grateful. Because somebody, somewhere, right now, would gladly exchange every single material possession they own for just one more day to experience those fundamental functions. But here's the catch, and the text highlights this brilliantly. Life is the blessing we most easily take for granted. We literally wake up expecting to wake up, we breathe without giving a single second thought to our lungs, our hearts beat entirely without our permission, and our bodies do all the heavy lifting of keeping us alive while we sleep. Because these miracles happen repeatedly, day after day, they start to feel falsely ordinary and insignificant. But ordinary definitely does not mean insignificant. Section 3. Beyond the holiday. Moving from an event to a lifestyle. To really understand how we view gratitude, the source moves us from abstract philosophy and drops us right into historical context. Let's anchor ourselves for a second in the year 1863. This was hands down one of the most fractured and painful periods in American history, slap bang in the middle of a devastating civil war. It was an era where finding something to be thankful for required immense resilience. And yet, it was precisely during this incredibly dark time that President Abraham Lincoln established a National Day of Thanksgiving and Praise. Americans were officially encouraged to set apart a specific day purely for gratitude. It kickstarted a really beautiful, enduring tradition that eventually became an important national celebration we still observe today. Now, what's really interesting about this comparison is that while a National Day of Thanksgiving is a fantastic idea, gratitude is just far too important to be confined to a single box on a calendar. Thanksgiving might be a scheduled event, but gratitude, that should be a continuous condition of the heart. One day of giving thanks is good, for sure, but a continuous lifestyle of it is infinitely better. True gratitude simply cannot be seasonal. Section 4. The unseen miracles. Thankful for what didn't happen. This leads us to a massive paradigm shift. We are so conditioned to look for loud, highly visible blessings, right? Like a big promotion. But think about this carefully. Sometimes the absolute greatest reason for gratitude is simply that nothing terrible happened. The accident that did not occur, the car that swerved just in time. These are profound moments of grace that often go completely unacknowledged because they don't leave a physical trace. Or consider the sickness that did not develop. The quiet little victories happening inside your body right now. The hidden fears that never actually materialized into reality. These silent triumphs are honestly just as worthy of our deepest gratitude as any loud celebration. And what about the danger we never even saw coming? The source text makes a fantastic point here. We often only recognize miracles when God or the universe brings us out of deep trouble. But the unseen protection that prevents us from ever entering that trouble in the first place, that is equally as miraculous, even if it happens completely off our radar. And this brilliantly illustrates how not every blessing arrives with a marching band. Some of the most profound blessings are actually the quiet, sustaining forces in our daily lives. Peace of mind, daily strength, invisible protection, steady provision, good health, faithful relationships, and just the simple opportunity to wake up and begin again. Section 5. A shifted perspective, where pain and grace coexist. Now, it is incredibly important to note that this explainer is absolutely not about toxic positivity. Finding gratitude does not mean you have to pretend you aren't hurting or that everything is perfect. As the text beautifully explains, gratitude doesn't deny our difficulties, it just reminds us they aren't the whole story. A truly grateful heart is expansive enough to do both. It can genuinely acknowledge real pain while simultaneously recognizing grace. You literally don't have to choose one or the other. So I want to leave you with this provocative question to ponder today. When you finally stop waiting for perfect circumstances, when you look around and really notice the breath in your lungs, the unseen protections, and all those quiet blessings, is what you have been calling an ordinary life actually filled with extraordinary evidence of goodness? Take a look around today and see if you can find the extraordinary hidden right inside the ordinary. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.